The idea of local and global variables really has to do with where in your program variables are understood. And so I've been emphasizing all along in this chapter the concept of a variable being understood only within the braces in which it's been defined. So in this case, num is understood in main in between these two braces. Now, when you call a function, because num is local here to main, you would have to declare a new variable down in another function. Notice that we're using the same name. Num is now local in between these two braces. And what the point of this program from your book is showing you is that these are two different variables with two different values. So in main, the value is set to 1. This is a storage location. Remember, it's an address in memory. Think of it as a house address. It is one location in memory. This here is another location in memory, totally different from the first. So in main, num is going to display as a 1. Go to another function, num is going to display as the value 20. Back to main, num is again going to display as 1. Because again, this num is different from this num. These are two different locations in memory with two different memory addresses. So 1 is stored in the first, 20 is stored in the second. And once the brace closes, right, once the function runs, this memory address is destroyed. It's gone. So if I run this program, right, you see that the value is 1 in main, then you go to another function, it's 20, then back in main, it's 1. So now the idea of a global variable is that the variable is understood throughout your program. Wherever you make a change to it, that change will be held on to because it's one memory location and will be understood and seen by all the functions. So this program is from your textbook, and notice what the difference is. The difference is that the variable definition occurs before any functions begin. It's not inside of main, it's not in between two braces. This is a global variable called num. So that's one memory location. So now you're going to see this happen. This is going to display a 2. Call another function. Another function is going to display 2. Then it changes the value from 2 to 50. Remember, this is global. Notice it's not defined in between these two braces. So now the value is changed to 50. Now go back to main. So we pick up on line 14. This is now still 50. So run this program. You see that it's first 2, then when you get to another function, it's still 2. The assignment happens, so it changes to 50. Then you go back to main, and the value is still 50. So that's the idea of a global variable. Global variables are difficult to manage, and best practice is to stay away from using global variables. You want to pass values from one function to another. That's why the return statement. That's why we use that. They're difficult to manage because you don't know where the change occurs. You have to trace your code very closely to see where are the changes happening to num in this example, because it's happening anywhere throughout your program.